Welcome to my session. Today we are discussing about how you can get your visitor status converted into work permit. This is a topic, and we will cover a lots of things in this topic. The first one, why at the first place, why IRCC introduced this public policy. We will discuss about it. And I wanted to tell you another thing. It's very important to know what is the real meaning of TRV, temporary resident visa. So we will discuss that one too. We can discuss who can apply, who's eligible to apply under this program. So you will understand what's your eligibility. We will see what is the general requirement of this program. We will also see specific requirement of this program. So there are difference between general requirement and specific requirement. I want you to understand what are the difference. So we will see general requirement and specific requirement. We will also see, there are lots of people ask me about LMIA job offer because it's required for this program. I will explain you that. I will also explain you how you can improve your chance to get approval from visitor to worker. So we will get you the tips. We will also discuss, can family be included in this application? So these are the lots of questions people ask me, can our family be included in this kind of application? So we will discuss about it. What are the ways to apply for this kind of work permit from visitor to worker? What are the ways we can do it? What are the fees involved, government fees involved? What are the fees involved? We can discuss about it. And then question and answer. You can ask me question and you can answer this. This is going to be quick session. It's not going to be much in detail, but I will try to cover everything in this session. Okay? Now, public policies are not a permanent immigration program. Those are for the temporary nature. Canada is really second largest country. It's a big country. It's a developed country, and they always been suffering from labor shortage or skilled people shortage. Okay, it's an ongoing issue. And after pandemic, post-pandemic, the situation of labor shortage get worse. And to tackle with that situation, they come up with the public policy that anybody who's already in Canada on a valid visit visa, if they find an employer, they can apply for work permit within Canada. This is the public policy they got it. Now, this public policy is so useful. So people with the skills from India, especially, they are educated, they have lots of experience. What they do, they can come to Canada, they can meet employer in person, they can go for interview, they can see the contract, they can see work environment, they can see what are the wages they are getting, they see the city, location, they will see cost of living, they will see lots of things. So this opportunity for them to come and see what is the environment in Canada, that job is comfortable for them or not. And then if they get a job offer, then they can apply for work permit. TRV is temporary resident visa. Now, temporary resident means it's for a temporary reason. You come to Canada, you stay for temporary, and then you must leave Canada and go back to your country. That is the main condition of approving your TRV. If you have your visitor status valid, then only you can apply from visitor to worker. So you come to Canada, you stay within the validity of period. And second thing, you have to have the compliance. So whatever the reason you come from, you follow that. So if you come on visit visa and you start working unauthorizedly, illegally with some employer, that means you are under non-compliance. They will send home. You become ineligible for this program, and you will not get your work permit approved. So there are people who come for a different reason to Canada. On visit, they come for tourism or visit their relative or visit their son or daughter who's currently studying in Canada. They come for the medical emergency. They come for business purpose, business conferences, like explore the business activity. So there are different reasons they can come, and all of them who have a visit visa, doesn't matter what reason they come for, they are eligible to apply under this policy. Now, there are people who come to Canada on a work permit and they lose their job, or anybody who come to Canada on a study permit, but they could not complete their studies. Those people also can convert their work permit or study permit to visitor visa, and then visitor record. If they have a valid visitor record, they can find a job and they can get their status restored. It's still possible. So anyone who has a valid visit visa, they can apply. Okay, what are the general requirement of this program? Okay, general requirement means you come to Canada, you need to have valid visit. That's we explain you in detail. Second thing, you need to have job offer and LMIA. So you need to find an employer, go for interview, get selected for the interview, and that person should give you job offer. That employer should give you job offer. That's another requirement. It's basic requirement. But only job offer, only later will not work. You have to have LMIA, that job offer. When you have all these things, before you apply, you also have to have your medical. Okay? That is very important, because on visit visa, you come for 6 months, but anyone who's staying more than 6 months, they need to have a medical. This is the general requirement. If you have valid visa, then you cannot just apply for work permit. You need to have job offer, you need to have LMIA, you need to have your medical examination done. What do I mean by specific requirement? It's very important to know. Suppose you get job offer as manager, as a store manager. It is a really high position where you have to really manage your staffing. You do a lot of other things too. So you need to have that skills. Like in your previous life, you should have that experience. If you have previous experience as store manager, then you need to find out you have job offer in the same field. So this is specific requirement I'm talking about. So specific requirement means you need to have related experience in same field. That's one thing. Then you need to also have a related education that will support your application. Your English should be at a good level. Like if you go for manager position, your English should be 6 band score. In case if you go for lower position, the requirement goes lower also. If you get a job offer as a cleaner, so you don't need much requirement, you don't need experience. Anybody who do not have any experience back home and they get a job offer as a cleaner, that will work. But you need to have grade 12 education, and you need to have at least minimum IELTS score, that is 4 band score. Okay, so this is specific requirement. Now again, whenever you get a job, you make sure you have your own comfort zone too. There are people asking me, they are computer engineer, or they are MBA finance, okay, and they want, sir, take me to Canada, I'm ready to do any job. So it doesn't work. Okay, check your comfort zone. Are you comfortable working in that job? It's important too. Besides comfort zone, are you meeting the eligibility of job being offered? That is also important. So this is specific requirement. So there are always labor shortage in Canada, and government want employer to hire Canadian at the first place. This is the policy. And if Canadian is not available, then you can hire foreigner. So employer have to demonstrate that they are trying to find Canadian for this job, whatever the job offer, job openings are there, and they are not getting Canadian for this job, and then employer are allowed to hire foreigner. They have to apply for LMIA, and then in application, they have to demonstrate what are the efforts they made and why they are not getting Canadian. What are the impact on employer business if they do not get any employee to work for them, and then they do the all assessment, and then they see, okay, there is really large impact because of not having an employee. Then they allow hire foreign workers. That's called positive LMIA. So how you can increase your chance to get approval for work permit? So as I told you, you should have previously related experience. Okay, so if your profile is matching to the job offer, that gives you higher chance of approval. That's one thing. Second thing, when you apply for visit visa, this is very, very important. Okay, people don't understand this, so please make sure you understand. When people apply for visit visa, or they apply for visit visa 3, 4, 5 years back, they have visit visa for 10 years and they come to Canada, and in that application, in that process, in that application, the previously submitted application for visit visa, they do not mention anything about the job being offered. You understand me what I'm trying to say? I have seen people who have worked as a IELTS trainer, and then they get a job here as a service supervisor. They already mentioned they already have their own data with immigration from last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then they come here and they think, okay, they just show any experience back home, and they make a fraudulent document, and then they go and submit the application, and immigration check their previous file, and both the data get mismatched, and they get big penalty, application get refused, and they go back home, and there is 5 years ban. So misrepresentation, people do misrepresentation. I want you to be aware, whatever your immigration history is there from your previous visa application is always there with them. Your immigration officer who is going to do assessment on your work permit, they have access to your previous file. So do not do misrepresentation. Do not lie to immigration. They know every single thing before they make a decision. So this is another thing. Be consistent with your previous application. First thing, related job offer. Second thing, be consistent with your previous application. Do not mispresent. That's the third thing. Okay, basically, Government of Canada, they want visitor to get work permit. They really want it. They're willing to do it. Okay. Now it's up to you how genuinely you submit the application. Okay. So do not lie. Now people ask, can I include my family in this application? So of course, if you are in Canada and you have family in Canada, then you can include your family, your spouse, your dependent children with your application, along with your application, and you can submit all application together. But if you are alone here and your spouse back home and children back home, you are alone on visit visa, you submit your application by yourself. The first application you have to submit alone for you, get work permit approved, and then you can get your spouse and kids here in the separate application. So this is how you can include family, but it's again two scenario. There is no charges for LMIA. There is no charges for job offer. Those are always free. There are immigration fees you need to pay. Okay, there are work permit application fees you need to pay for one person application under visitor to worker. You have to pay $155. That's one thing, and you normally people already have their biometric done, so you don't have to pay biometric fee. But before 2018, if somebody come to Canada or somebody have approval visit visa, then they have to pay additional biometric fee. That's $85. So this is the fee involved in this. And if you wanted to, after you get your work permit, and if you wanted to apply for your spouse from outside of Canada, then it's $255. Or if you include your spouse in this application, then it's $255 for your spouse application, because she will be having or he will be having open work permit. There are two ways basically. The first way is a real way that you can apply online, use IMM 5710 form, submit the application. Okay, and this, it might take 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It might take a little bit longer, but that's okay. You can still have a maintenance status on through this. I try to cover almost every single thing. I have some questions. I'm going to read some questions. The question is there any issue if I'm 52 years old? Definitely, there is no issue if you are 52 years old. The only thing is what you need to have an employer. If employer possibly okay with your age, then there is no issue. Age is no bar. If someone is out of status in Canada, can they still go for this policy? No. If someone is out of status, I explain, you have to have a valid status, not even maintenance. You have to have a valid status, visitor status, then you can apply. If you are out of status, this policy will not work for you. They can restore the status and apply for this. Will this lead to permanent? Yes, this will lead to permanent residency. You get work permit, and once you get work permit, you might have a chance to get PNP nomination. You might have a chance to get additional points, and you might get an invitation to apply under express entry. Or there are so many programs, federal programs are there. There are so many PNP programs are there. Through that, you can apply if you meet the requirement of that PNP program. But this job offer definitely get you more chance compared to other people in India. This policy give you work permit and give you more chance to get permanent residency. It is mandatory to be in Canada at the time of application. Yes, you have visit visa. You come to Canada, you stay as a visitor, and then you apply. So you have to be in Canada, present in Canada under this policy. Which province is best? I do work for Alberta a lot. I think Alberta is the best, but it's your personal choice. Ontario also good. British Columbia also good, Saskatchewan, Manitoba also good, Nova Scotia good, Prince Edward Island good, but again, this is your personal choice. Will the recession affect the chance of getting a job? I'm not an economist, I'm an immigration consultant, so we don't know the future, but again, recession always impact economy a lot, so there is always less job available in recession. But don't worry about it. If you have a skill in recession, people become billionaires too. So be positive. There are always jobs. There have been a lots of recession in past also, but people survive. Some people get even more opportunity in recession. So it's all up to you. Okay, I think that's all. I hope this session you like this session. If you have any question, I would like to request you all to please follow me on the social media. On my YouTube channel, we will send you the link on the description about my YouTube link. We will also send you the link for my Facebook account. We will also send you the link of my website. So please, if you like this session, and if you want to if you want to communicate with me on personal note, we have every week 3 live sessions. Attend those. I will answer all of your questions. Also, you can just follow me on my social media, and I will be there. If you leave a comment, then I can definitely get back to you. I hope you like the session. Have a nice day. Thanks.